Alright guys, so this is our second deck profile video. Actually I'll let him introduce himself, so go for it.
Hey guys, this is Adrian from PlasmaCards, and this is a pretty cheap Lightsworn deck that I made, and it's been working out pretty well for me against higher level decks, so I'll just get started with monsters. So, 2 card troopers. Basically they help you mill right at the start, and it's just, there's a reason, it's semi-limited, it's just so good. 2 Necro Gardenas. Great for summoning Chaos Sorcerer, and they also, when they get milled, they help you negate attacks. Dual Trag, when it gets milled, same thing, it helps keep guys from attacking your life points so that you can use JD's ability more often. And 1 Chaos Sorcerer, just so that Chaos Sorcerer is cool.
Why no BLS?
Well, like I said, this is a very cheap deck, so don't judge me. Okay, Diablos takes a bit of time to explain, so I'll get back to that at the end. Triple JD, of course, it's a must. Honest, just a staple for any light deck. These guys pretty much, they don't serve too much of a purpose when you're actually summoning them. You just really want to get them into the grave. Garroth is great for draw power, and when you do Tribute for Celestia, it does help knock out back rows and really annoying monsters on the field, but essentially it's better to get them into the grave because you're trying to get as many Lightsworns with different names into the graveyard. Wolf, the only reason I'm running 1 of him, because most people run 2, is because he's the worst thing to draw into late game, and it's just downright terrible to draw him. I run 2 Janes just because this is a poor deck, and Jane does run over Thunder King, which is great for the meta considering he's there all the time now. And you do get to mill 2 cards. Double Aaron, really great, especially in the second tier when you have to fight a lot of evols that set. The flip effect does activate, sadly, but you do get 3 mills at the end of it. Arcus, I'll get back to Arcus at the end, because no one runs Arcus, but I love him. Raiko, just common sense, he just pops everything. Lumina's great for the special summons, and she works really well with Arcus because essentially you can burn Arcus to summon him and then just get Leviathan very early on. Then you have Lila, and Lila just essentially just allows you to pop back rows, second best Lightsworn in my opinion. So that's almost everything monster-wise. You could run more of a dark engine, but I find that this is a pure Lightsworn deck. So if you want to run more darks, it becomes more of a Twilight build, but I don't have too many darks, so that's just my personal preference. For traps, really small on traps. This is a 40-card deck, and right now, considering this is very cheap, I could be running 2 Solemn Warnings, but the reality is that the more traps that make you lose life points you have, the less you can use JD's ability, so I prefer only running Solemn Judgment, and Fiendish Chain is just very good for anti-meta, and of course Mirror Force. 3 Solar Recharges for Magic. It's just a great card. You get a free Lightsworn in the grave, and you don't get a minus from it, which is excellent. 1 Charge of the Light Brigade. It's limited to 1 for a reason. It's so good. You get to search out Lumina, and you get to mill 3. 2 Monster Reincarnations. I could be running 1, but in all honesty, I'm super unlucky when it comes to milling, so I get JD back at the end with these guys. And last but not least, these 2. Now, Lightning Vortex might take some time to explain. Wolf always ends up in my hand somehow, and considering he's useless, I just end up essentially burning him out, which helps me summon JD, and I get to knock out some opponent's monsters, and Heavy Storm is good for the back row. What I really like about this deck is that I am super hobo man, and it's really cheap to make, so that's why I like it so much. My extra deck, I only have 8 cards in my extra deck, because this is really cheap. Pappy, Zen Memes, this guy, Acid Golem rarely, just in case I want to knock something out. Gem Knight to run over guys like Shien, Utopia to negate, and Terabyte, which I got recently, which helps wall some stuff. And that's it for my deck, so thanks for watching.